Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. A very good morning to all of you. So, guys, today our topic is going to be about the Indus Valley Civilization, which happens to be the third chapter from our history topic. So, this is again a reinforcement video, and this will be just a little bit in detail. I'll be making it in different parts that you can understand and have a better understanding of the entire lecture that I'm going to be giving to you now. So, guys, as we know this thing that in the previous two chapters we have been studying about Sumerians, about Mesopotamia, and also about the ancient Egypt of the pharaohs, right? So in this topic we will be talking about the Indus Valley Civilization. Okay, now first of all, first things first, Indus Valley. So whenever we're going to talk about Indus Valley, now here are a couple of things that might make you confused. Okay, so and in order to understand them better, so Indus Valley Civilization is a umbrella term. Okay, so I'm like, if I can, let's say, show you over here. So this Indus Valley over here. So I'm just going to write IVS, Indus Valley. Okay, sorry, I'm sorry, IVC, Indus Valley Civilization is a umbrella term, and under this there are two different civilizations come, or two different actually areas, geographical areas come. Number one is Mohenjo-daro. Okay, I'm just gonna write MD for that, and another Harappa. Okay, so they are part of the same civilization. All right, so don't get confused. I will be interchanging the terms over here about Mohenjo-daro and Harappa as well. However, there will be a couple of more which I will show you as well. Okay, so don't get confused. Indus Valley Civilization, just dividing them into the two, Mohenjo-daro and Harappan civilization. Different geographic locations, but still under the same Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so first things first. Now, let's continue. So now, guys, if we start our reading process over here, so what do we see here? So nearly 5,000 years ago. Okay, we're talking about 5,000 years ago. Whenever we talk about the Indus Valley civilization, it's a very long time ago. An ancient civilization existed on the banks of River Indus, in what is present-day Pakistan. So back in those days, it was like in a whole India, all right, Indo region, okay, the Indian subcontinent. But uh, we have, just for the reference, present day it's Pakistan, because the geographic location of this Indus Valley civilization, let's say from the Mohenjo-daro and the Harappa, so they all were, let's say, in the same geographic location where is now today's Pakistan. So that's, I hope it's clear to all of you. So this old and rich civilization is known as today's Indus Valley civilization, sometimes also called as Harappa civilization, as archaeologists in 1920, okay, as archaeologists in 1920 found the remains of two large cities, Harappa in Sahiwal district of Punjab and Mohenjo-daro in Sindh. So see, the point that I was saying you right here, that they both come under the umbrella of Indus Valley civilization, okay? Since 2,300 sites of Harappan culture have been found in the areas to east, so east to north of the river Indus. Another site discovered in 1947 is Mehergarh in Balochistan, dating back to 7,000 to 5,500 BCE. It's even older than Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. So even this comes under the umbrella of Indus Valley civilization, which is sometimes, as let's say, known as Sonian civilization, which I will be showing you right now. So continuing to that, Indus Valley civilization flourished. Flourished means, like, it expanded. It went amazing along the river, along the banks of River Indus, mainly between 2600 C, the Common Era, and 1300 BC, the before the Common Era. Right? Sorry, not Common Era, before the Common Era. So the Indus River starts from the mountains to north of the modern day Pakistan, because today we know that it starts from the north, and the flow of the river goes down in the south to the Arabian Sea. Okay, so the river provided transport, water, fertile soil for crops. Okay, the rich soil of the Indus River made agriculture easier. Now I'm gonna go to another page, but before that, let me give you a clear understanding over here as well. So here they're talking about that this river actually provided them the source of transport, the source of water for their agriculture and their daily purposes, their bathing purposes, and not only that, their soil where they were living actually, that was also very rich, because you see, even if the water is crossing, or you have the resource of water as well through river or through sea, Still there are chances, still there are odds that you might not able to cultivate or to invest in agriculture, because if the land by itself is not rich, it's not good in quality, so the land will, let's say, never cater the blessing of water, because the fruits, the vegetables, or anything like that, they cannot grow in that. And for example, some lands have this problem of salination. There's salt in the lands, okay? And because of that, because the agriculture becomes a challenging in those types of lands. However, today's agriculture have become, let's say, has become more advanced. People are definitely going to be having a solution for this particular problem of salination. Okay, in Sindhi or in Urdu, we usually call it sim, which actually happens, at the edges of our walls. This is a problem of salination. This happens because the ground by itself is affected by this particular problem. So now, guys, a little bit more information over here. Oops, sorry. So a little bit more information over here. So you see this picture, a painted vase from Mehergar. Now this is from the Mehergar, which is in the Balochistan. So let's read this out. What it says here: the Potohar Plateau. Potohar reminds you of something? Remember that Suzuki Potohar car? Anyways, so also known as the Potwar Plateau, was a home of Swan culture, which grew along the Swan River Valley. The earliest Stone Age artifacts found here date back to between 500,000 to 100,000 years. The Mehergar is more than 9,000 years old. It dates back to 7,000 before Common Era, plus 2000 Common Era, like that the period between that. So it's like 9,000 BCE. So we're talking about that particular time, like that old. Okay. So guys, here is a little bit map, but for your better understanding, I have a better solution for that. So now, if you can see this, that okay, let me just bring my screen over here, and let me show you that where did this entire civilization was there. So now, check this out, guys. This is the modern day Pakistan. Okay, so this is the southern part. This is the Arabian Sea. This is Karachi, and this is Hyderabad right here. We're here, and this goes up till the north, where there we have Islamabad, Gilgit, Chitral, Skardu, and the northern areas of Pakistan. Right. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly and gradually increase the transparency of this picture to blend, to show you that where exactly this entire Indus Valley civilization was residing, including the Mohenjo-daro and including the Harappan culture as well. So slowly and gradually, I'm increasing the transparency. So now, this dark shaded area, as you can see over here, this dark shaded area, you see, I've actually mapped it aligned with the old map and the new map. So you see, this entire dark shaded area was a part of the Indus Valley Civilization culture, which was also, because we know that this Potwar region, the Swan culture, was in Balochistan, the Mehergar we're talking about. So yeah, it exceeded up till here. And then see, Mohenjo-daro is right here, their center, and we're going from south to the north side of Pakistan. So over here we are having Harappa as well. Over here we are having Al Harappa, somewhere near Multan, somewhere near Sahiwal and Lahore, somewhere in between. Okay, and when we read there that it was somewhere near Sahiwal, which is known as the Sahiwal district. So this my map might be a little bit unaligned, so it might look a little bit like this or just like this. So I'm just trying to align these border of Pakistan with the border of Afghanistan and Iran, just to get a better picture, just to get a little better picture. Okay, so now you get this idea that the previous civilizations, let's say the Indus Valley civilization that we're talking about, so where would be the remains? So absolutely, Mohenjo-daro we know is somewhere near Larkana, okay, and the Harappa is somewhere near Sahiwal. So the archaeologists, when they discovered these both sites, they found similarities. They were sharing same cutlery, same seals. Remember the seals that we were talking about, and a lot of different things. Let's say their construction sites, their homes, their architecture, and a lot of different things. So now moving to page number 2 and continuing. So now, okay, uh, so this is actually not a swimming pool. Okay, this is actually not a swimming pool. You might, you might think that this is a swimming pool for bathing purposes or something like that. However, yeah, they used it for the bathing purposes at times, but not exactly that kind of bathing. But instead of that, uh, they used it actually for their religious purposes. So there's a little bit debate on internet that what actually purpose was of this particular area, which is known as, like, 12 meters long and 7 meters wide. Such a huge place, like such a huge, let's say, hole in the ground, which actually looks like a modern day swimming pool. But if you remember, that in India, in today's India, there is a place called Ganges River, the Ganga Nadi, where people actually take sacred bath. Like, let's just say, they just sink themselves a little bit in the water and come out for the religious purposes, for the purification of their soul, for the purification of from all the sins, and something similar to that, right? So this is actually used for that particular purpose, because all of them were having their separate bathrooms in their homes. They were having a good drainage system as well. So we really don't find any importance that why would they come here and take bath. So this was used for some sacred religious purposes. But they say the Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro. Well, giving a name doesn't matter at all. Now, so yeah, before we were continuing, we were discussing about their agriculture and their water, their fertile soils, right? So continuing that particular point, because it's very important that the rich soil of the river made agriculture easier by giving high yield crops. Now, this feature was not uncommon because other civilizations had sprung up around the rivers, such as Nile and Egypt. Well, it was not so uncommon. I mean, like, it was kind of common. But actually, the thing is that whatever the other civilizations were there, they had a little bit problem in their lands. Okay, even though they had the access to the water, something like that, but their lands were not that much fertile or good. The soil was not of that good quality that it could give them really good yields of crops. Yield means, like, the cultivation and the very good output. Okay, after putting some seeds, sowing some seeds. So, so it says that over here that Tigris and Euphrates is for Mesopotamia, and Yangtze River in China. The Sumerian culture of Mesopotamia was discovered in 1890s, and the ancient civilization of China in 1970s. Okay, so these were all the different times where these different civilizations were discovered, because as let's say, with the pace of time, the field of archaeology, it also got advanced. People got to know about many different things. What are the tools to actually use, especially the archaeologists? So as they observed the advancement over the period of time in the archaeology, so then slowly and gradually they were discovering more and more, more and more. Just the way they discovered the skeletons of dinosaurs, and who knows what still there. I personally believe that a huge part of the earth is still undiscovered. So guys, that was one video for this particular uh, topic. So for the Harappan civilization, catch you in the next one. See ya.